All right, guys, welcome back to Famous DJ Academy. This lesson is going to be on everything you need to know to throw a successful event, and if anything, have a series of successful events. Now, as a DJ, obviously, our biggest thing is live entertainment. So there's going to be a lot of times that you're going to be working with promoters, club owners, anything like that they're going to be throwing their own event and they're going to hire you to DJ. Now there's going to be a certain point in your career where you might want to throw it all on your own. You might not like the way a promoter is paying you out or the way they're operating, or maybe their parties aren't getting any people, anything like that. And sometimes you might just have to take matters into your own hands, maybe to get some more exposure or anything like that. And you're going to have to throw your own event. So these are the things you need, things to keep in mind to have a successful event and get your name out there more. Now, so when you're throwing an event, basically what you're doing is, you're throwing a party, and you got to think about the different essentials you would need for a party to operate. And number one would be a venue. You know what I mean? You need somewhere to party, right? You can have it at a house or something like that, but then you're going to be getting into maybe some illegal stuff. The cops might be getting called, and that's just going to totally, end early. But hey, if that's your thing, that's all on you. But the safest way to go would be to have to find a club. You can find something local, or you can go to, your main city and find something. What you would do is you find a venue that you like. Mainly, you would want to look for a venue that's going to cater to the crowd that you're inviting. It's not 100% essential to do that, but it's helpful because if it's appealing to your crowd, then they're going to want to come. Once you find a venue, you're going to be working out a deal with the owner of how you're going to run your night. Usually, and it can go a couple of different ways. Sometimes an owner would only care about their bar sales, their alcohol sales, because that's mainly where they make their money. So you can say, all right, I'm going to have this event on a Saturday night. I'm expecting to bring about 200 people. How about I keep the money from the entrance, you keep all your bar sales? Then okay, easy peasy, good. Or sometimes you're gonna go like half and half. You know what I mean? Maybe it's like, okay, we're gonna go half on the entries, or and then as far as alcohol, I'm gonna keep 20% of the bar tab, or 10%, whatever it is. So you're gonna work out that kind of deal. But basically there needs to be, a win-win for the business owner and you being the promoter that's gonna be hosting an event there. Once you have your venue, what you're gonna need to do is get entertainment, which if you're a DJ would be you. And if you're going to be DJing all night, cool. Then, you have your entertainment, you pay yourself whatever you're going to pay yourself. But typically you would get other DJs. The reason why you would want to get other DJs are to help with the promotion, bring more of their following and stuff like that. So what you do is you reach out to your DJ buddies or anybody that you want to book, find out their booking fee, and find out what comes with that booking fee. Some DJs, when you pay them, they're only going to come perform. So other DJs, they're going to come perform, but they're also going to promote. Typically, that's what you want, because you want to get as many people out to this event as you can, and you want to get the word out. So find out what their rate is, find out how much effort they're going to be putting into promotion, and you make your decision of who you want to book. Now, after that, now we're going to get into, the actual organizing the event and stuff like that. So after that, you're going to want to find maybe like a brand that you want to have, right? It could be any name, literally any name. Say you're having a Latin night, it could be like Caliente Thursdays, something like that. And it can be, Latin music influenced. Or it can be, say you want to do hip hop, it could be like Ratchet Tuesdays, something like that, anything. Um, but it's good to have a brand, just so, and have a name for it, so that way when your guests come, they can have something to kind of attach to. And then that way, if they have a good time, they're gonna go and tell their friends like, hey, you should go to Caliente Thursdays. It's fun. Now, the reason why you want to give it a brand and a name and stuff is because you want to have the power to take this party anywhere you go, anywhere you take it. It doesn't need to stay at a certain venue, because there's a lot of times where, promote like DJs slash promoters and owners can butt heads and stuff like that. And you might need to leave. You might need to find a new venue. So if you keep your brand and say, okay, well, I'm going to take Caliente Thursdays and I'm going to move it over to this new city, new venue, and then people are going to be loyal to that brand and that party, and you're going to keep your people. Obviously, you might lose some that aren't as close or something like that, but that's just what comes with it, and you just start rebuilding from there. So um I'll always start small. If you're throwing like an event for the first time, it's better to have a smaller venue that's packed to the brim than a large venue with only like 30, 40 people, and it's like a 500 cap, and then it just looks super lame. Everybody's all spaced out. Everybody's kind of like awkward because you know nobody likes to dance by themselves in a big room, everybody watching them. So it's better to start small, find a small venue, maybe like a 100 person, 150, something like that, and get as many people as you can there. And then that way, if it's a little more crowded and stuff, then people are going to feel like there's more of an ambiance, right? So start small, especially if, depending on your promotional budget, because what you're going to want to do is take the money that you made from your first party and then reinvest it into your second party. Maybe you could take the money you made and like throw it on some ads, marketing, maybe book a more famous or more popular DJ that would bring more people. Maybe you can add some decorations to the event so that it has more of a theme and stuff. But you want to reinvest. But if you start small, then you'll have more money to throw into your next party. Okay. Second would be to pick a good night. At the end of the day, people are going to party when they want to party. People have Wednesdays off, so they're going to go out on Tuesday. People have, Mondays off, so they're going to go out on Sunday, something like that. But obviously, the main nights are Friday and Saturday because that's typically when most people don't have work the next day. So if you're throwing your first event, I'd say go for those nights first. That way you have a better chance at getting people to go. For your first ones, you can invite your family and friends and something like that. And if they're not typically party people, then most likely the nights that they will be down to go out would be probably Friday, most likely Saturday. So play it safe and just see how much power you have with the people that you can promote to. um and as far as all the people and stuff, like don't be surprised when you invite 200 people, and then only 100 of them tell you that they're going to go, and then only 50 of them actually show up. You have to kind of play it the smart way, and like it's like the 80-20 rule. You know what I mean? You're gonna 80% are gonna tell you that they're gonna come, but only 20% are actually gonna show up. So just keep that in mind. Just be prepared for that and plan accordingly. Next tip would be to let's see. Use every trick you can to oversubscribe your events. And this is what I kind of mentioned with like your DJs and stuff like that, ads. Take the opportunity to book DJs that say they're being active. They either they're releasing music, or you see them DJing a lot. You see that they get a lot of comments on their pictures and stuff like that. Um, take that and use that as an advantage and say, okay, let me book this guy because I see that he has a bigger following and stuff. So that way he'll bring those people. And also do what you can at every event to make your next event better. So if you're doing like online tickets or something like that, keep all those emails and start an email list. That way, if they had fun, if you have their emails when you have your next event, You email blast them all and say, hey, we're having round two next weekend or next month or something like that. And word is going to spread. Okay. Um, you can even use photographers too. I think photography with throwing events is a big plus, and it's a very big help. Um, People love to go out and they love to show off that they're out doing something. If you have a photographer that takes pictures either throughout the night, or say they can have like a backdrop and everybody goes and takes a picture there, and they upload those pictures the night of or the very next day, people are going to love to take those pictures from online and post it onto the social media. And all you have to do is put your brand at the bottom of it. Say Caliente Thursdays, um, and then you could put, I don't know, the venue or something like that. But that way, when they post their picture, boom, you're right there. People are going to see that they went and had fun at your party. The next time, they're going to want to come back. And also, videographer. What you would want to use this video for is not as a recap, because nobody wants to see what they missed out on. Mainly, they want to see what they can be a part of. So use this video recap as a promotion for the next event. Okay. Um, Other than that, it really boils down to promotion. Like how many people you tell. If you're really trying to get a night started, you're gonna have to really go ham with all your messaging. DM anybody you can. I would say even go a little old school. Go to a college, print out some flyers, and pass them out to kids. You know what I mean? It takes a lot. You really you have to consider how many options people have when they're going out. They can, for one, they cannot go out and just stay home and watch Netflix. Okay, so you have to convince them to not do that, which is really fun in my opinion. I love to stay home. So you have to convince them to want to leave, and then you have to convince them to want to leave and go to your party for whatever reason. It might be for because every city has little local bars. You got to convince them to not want to go there, spend less money, and go to your event, pay entry, spend money on alcohol and all that kind of stuff. So it boils down to numbers. Hit up as many people as you can. All your DJs, tell them promote. Like whoever you're booking, saying like, hey, please bring as many people as you can. You're working as a team. So then you tell them like, hey, if this goes well, we're gonna have night two, and I'll bring you again. And then there you getting more exposure and stuff like that. All right. And always make your parties look appealing. Like I said, you're competing with so many things to do. Make it look fun. You know, Guys want to go where girls are, and girls want to also be where there's guys that look good too. You know what I mean? So showcase like the people that are at your party. When people are together, like have group photos and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Always present your party in the best way possible. And yeah, those are my tips for throwing an event. Hope they help.